Yes.
It's kind of the kids are talking about that it doesn't matter the school, it's just the next person on. It seems like you guys, you've trained your kids just to ignore the hype.
When you're playing at this stage of the season, a win or a loss, doesn't matter if it's against a school 12 miles from you or 1,000 miles. It really does not matter. We're playing a terrific basketball team that has terrific players that play a style that's aggressive and fast, and they're really good. So it doesn't matter how close they are to us. They're a very, very good team, and it's going to be a hard game for us.
How do you, I guess, manage the other distractions in terms of parents asking for tickets from their kids and the media stuff that they've got to do down there? How do you keep them focused and manage those
Well,
things?
we're going to talk a little bit about it with my team, especially the 3-4 returning players who played in the Final Four last year, and just say, you know, something got us off kilter because we didn't play very well. You know, what happened that we went out, I don't want to say gun shy, but we just weren't the same team that left New Jersey. So we'll talk about that. But the reality of it is, I dealt with tickets Sunday night. Now I'm done. Tickets are done. The kids get X amount of tickets, that's all they get. That's done. We'll get down there. We've done a good job. We have security with us, a better job than we did last year. We probably have 5 security people with us. If they want to leave the hotel, no one is on their floor. No one, except our players. No one. Friends, family, no one. If they want to meet family or friends, you go down in the lobby. If you need to go out for something, go with the player, take a security person with you. I mean, we're handling it like we should be.
Did you pinpoint any things from last year that you think caused you to come out different?
I'm going to ask them. I'll ask them.
How soon did you notice it, John, that at the Final Four last year, it wasn't the same team that you had been
When
watching?
the game started. I'm 5 minutes in, something to this, and we got some guys that weren't the same. But that's okay. First time for those guys. Now we're going in, it's the second time for those guys. So obviously they'll be fine. It's how are they going to teach these young kids, you know, watch the landmines.
Kind of said always, you know, it's players first, it's about those guys. But these guys are saying, part of the thing is they want to win this thing for you. And Mitch Barnhart says that he wants you to get a national championship. What's that mean to you?
It's nice, but that's, my friends and family probably feel that way more than I do. It's not, for me, there's no, when a Gene Cady or a John Chaney have never won a national title, when I can name 50 coaches that have not been in this kind of situation and haven't won. I'm at Kentucky. One way or another, we're going to play the best we can every year. I'm not looking at it like validation. I'm just not. And my family, my wife will tell you, I just don't look at it. I'm concerned about our team playing great and those guys getting all those accolades and that stuff happening. And my friends now, you know, I just hope so they stop. But I'm just coaching my game, coaching my team.
You won it though, right?
For the fans, for these players, for this program. The Big Blue Nation shows up in Atlanta. I bet you if we played in Sioux City, we would pack an arena. I don't know how they get there, but they would get there. And so you want to do it for these fans. I mean, I've never in my life been in a place that they're so passionate, but yet they've got a soft heart. They're not mean and nasty. They're not the miserables. They're not, they just want this thing to go well, and they worry, they can't sleep at night. I sleep like a baby. These people are up all night, can't sleep. I mean, so you want to do something for them, but the reality of it is we can't even get into that. This is about our team playing at their best. We'll deal with the result. As long as we're our best, we're prepared to go battle, and we're aggressive, and we're at our best, and we all look at each other and say, we could have played much better. We'll take the result from there, and we'll deal with it.
John, is that what really bothered you last year because your team wasn't at your best?
No, that team lost 6 road games in our league.
No, I'm talking
By the end of the season, for them to put themselves in that position, I was ecstatic. When they dropped the ball in that last game, and we all dropped it, obviously preparation was bad. There was something that wasn't right. You know, I felt bad for them. I wasn't mad. I was so proud of what they were able to do with that season, I can't even begin to tell you. And I kept saying all along, I like my team, I like my team. I know we lost these, I like my team. This year, let me say this, I really like my team. I'm glad I'm coaching these guys. But the other teams that are in the Final Four, please don't, they all have good players, or they would not be here. You're not coaching guys up. You have guys that have potential and are playing to that potential, and they're talented, talented players. Every team that's left.
2 days later, how's Anthony doing?
He's fine. He's fine.
You confident that you guys got confirmation that that's just a bruise, I guess?
Yeah, he's good.
John, when you ask the guys, and I've heard you say this, that how can you help us other than scoring, or when you're not scoring, why do you ask them that, and how have they responded, do you think, to that?
Well, what it does is it gets them to examine their game. Are you just here trying to score points, or are you here trying to help us win? And when you're not making a basket, you tell me. And it's an answer that's left unanswered, yet in their mind, they're sitting there thinking, what do I do? And that's what I want them to think. That's how I want them to be. But they've done fine. I mean, these guys, you know, they've taken on all comers. I mean, you know, we're playing a team coming up that's they're probably going to press us. It may be a man press, it may be some other, but they may try to press us the whole game. A team that's going to fly up and down the court if they can. And if they don't have it, they're going to run a lot of pick and roll stuff and try to get Steve in the lane. They've done it, and that's how they're playing, and they're playing great. But they will play. This is not going to be unless no one can make a shot, it's going to be a game that's going to be up and down, I would imagine.
Terrence said last week that he kind of looked to those early summer games against those NBA guys that came in as the first time that this group of guys realized we all have to play together to win, because he said we try to go one-on-one with them, they crush us. And that was a good learning experience.
Well, and it obviously helped the Thunder being here too, because they are doing pretty good. I would tell you that when I saw a team of NBA players with no guidance except within their team, spending 4 days on the college campus together, every one of them, including the star who wouldn't leave campus, and working out 3 times a day, what it showed our team is, you want to be professional someday, that's how you work. And I think the guys were taken aback. 3 times a day? Yeah, they go work out in the morning lift and afternoon workout, they play in the evening. What? That's what they do, and that's why the Thunder are what they are right now.
Did you get any feedback from any of those pros about what they thought of your
guys
when they left?
They liked our guys.
Along those same lines, Coach, what do you think about the NCAA, the date issue coming up this
We're not going to worry about the date. Our guys will tell me when they want to tell me. They have till the 27th or 28th, whenever the date is, to make a decision by the NBA standards, and that's the only one we're going to think about. So if they want to wait to make a decision by the 27th, when they have to by NBA, that's when they'll make it. We're not even, I don't even know the other date, nor do I care.
Coach, your players seem very hungry about this upcoming weekend. Your players seem very hungry about this upcoming weekend. How hungry are you?
You know, I want my team to play well. I want to make sure we're prepared for all that's being thrown at us. And again, there may be some bold things done in these games now. People may step out and say, there's no tomorrow, so let's go triangle and 2. Let's go box and 1. Let's just go trap and press and crazy, and let's space the court and just beat them on. You don't know. You want to be prepared, and the good news for the first one, you have some time. You know, funky zones and, you know, the freak defense. No one ever figured out what it was. I think it was just a name. I say that, and I'm a good friend of Dale Brown's, but I mean, it's you know, that stuff happens now. You just want to make sure your team, you're ready to be the attacking team. You're ready to play through bumps and grinds and grabs. You must. You cannot expect the officials to help you. You have to be tough and strong now. And we'll work on it for a few days.
When you talked about that elevated court, do you have enough time to prepare for it, and you do anything differently this year, knowing how difficult it was last year?
Well, we've got a court in here that's 6 feet off the ground. We built one. Only Kentucky can do that. I'm not sure if we're allowed to do that. I didn't ask anybody, but we're playing on an elevated court right now in our practice facility. But I think the other teams played in arenas, didn't they? And we played in a stadium, so maybe it's an advantage for us, but the stadium floor wasn't raised, and it makes it slightly different. But I'm good with our team. Ray's floor, one that's down in the, let's just play.
How steady have you guys been this year, John? And what do you attribute that to with a largely freshman group?
They've come every day to practice, and they've come every day with great focus, and we're not burying them. We don't have 3-hour practices. We don't have 4 hours film sessions. We don't do all that morning individuals, and we're practicing in our allotted time. We get our work done. They go hard, they're consistent, and then they're free. I want guys at this time of the year to say that, while we're better and stronger and we work hard, at this time of the year, it's being at your best. And that means fresh legs, fresh minds, and then go for it. And then deal with the result. If you're at your best, you have to, like Indiana, played great. He knew they played great. Tommy said, we played great. And then you deal with the result. We happened to play a little bit better, I think.
John, when you were recruiting Shane, how much did you like him, and how about did you?
I loved him. I loved him. I loved his skill set for a guy his size. I thought he was a 3-man in the making. But I love Siva. See, Siva and Eric Bledsoe went nose to nose over in Louisville, and everybody watched that. And Siva was like, wow. So I've always liked Siva. I think he's really good. And they've got shooters, and Danks played better. And they've got, the Smiths, come on. They've got a terrific team, which is why they're still playing. They've got terrific players.
Was there ever a time when you thought that Shane was going to end up as a
Yeah, we recruit a kid, everybody, I think we can get this kid. But, at the end of the day, you don't know. Kids have to make that decision, and he made one, and it's worked out well for him.
What's the danger of this being a rivalry game as far as your advice to your players?
We're not, literally, and I'll say this again, whether you win or lose, it does not matter if the school's 10 minutes from you or 1,000 miles. It really doesn't matter now. This is not, now for our fans, Louisville fans, Kentucky fans, oh my gosh. But the teams, I can't imagine that Louisville's, they want to win the game because they want to advance. We want to win the game because we want to advance. And that's, we're preparing, they're preparing. But literally, I'm telling you, I'm not worried about it. And I'll say this, it didn't matter to me who won, Florida, Louisville. But think about having to beat Florida 4 times. And they made no threes against us in those other 3 games. And every game they played us better. The last game they thought they should have had more fouls called on us. We would have had to beat them. So now we got to go and win their tournament, win their last 12 games, whatever they've won. They're all hard. You're the last 4 teams standing.
But if you feed the rivalry, I guess my question is, does that help Louisville at all if UK is feeding it?
I don't know if I'm not. Our fans may be. Our fans feed everything. And let me just say this. They not only feed everything, they eat everything. They are piranha. If you have an agenda and you write a story that's agenda-driven, they will take out everything you've written and prove it wrong, and then look at your background and go over what you've done. So if you're going to attack Kentucky, just be right. If you have an agenda for another coach, to do it for another coach, to create something, I'm just telling you, piranha, wah, 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 they'll come and eat your yard, your house. These people are nuts. Well, you're laughing because it's true. It's not like an exaggeration, it's true.
John, does Louisville's team remind you of your team at all last year, and that there were bumps in the road and then they put it together at the end, and how dangerous that might make them?
Yeah, and they stuck together, man. They stuck together. The winds were blowing and the ship was rocking and the water was coming, and they stuck together and they held their ground, and that's why it's going to be a very hard game for us to win. Look, it's the challenge of it. They've got terrific players who are competitors that play tough and rough and physical. They're coached by a guy that's been there before, who they're going to be prepared. If you don't think they're going to be prepared, you're not thinking right. They will be. And it'll be a hard game. And hopefully we're going to come in at our best, they'll come in at their best, and let's see what happens.
Coach, a lot of people are making a big deal about their jerseys. They haven't lost since they've been wearing these new infrared jerseys. Are they too much? What do you think about them?
They're what are they wearing?
Infrared.
Infrared?
Yes.
They outlawed those for the Final Four. So they're not allowed to wear those. As a matter of fact, the higher seed has a choice of color, and we pick blue.
Gordon, you guys been getting some comparisons to Anthony Davis lately with the way he's blocking shots down low, and then obviously the matchup zone's been pretty tough on teams lately. Just to address that.
Well, they've done a terrific job with the big guy, staying home, blocking shots around the rim, making a couple threes, as a matter of fact. I mean, some of the tapes, I've just seen 2 threes. Now, I don't know how many he's made on the year, but I've seen 2 of them today. And, you know, he's active, he's confident right now, and the zone has been good. I mean, the zone, the team that did a pretty good job against it was Florida. Florida challenged them to go man-to-man, and they went man, and they won that game, playing man-to-man. So I don't really think it matters what they play. They're going to be aggressive, they're going to be tough, they're going to be up in you, and you got to withstand that. If you can't, you can whine to the officials or not, but then you got to withstand them being aggressive and attacking both on offense and defense. If you can do that, now let's play basketball. If you can't, it's a hard game to win.
Cal, any of these stories about you and Patino bother you at all?
I haven't heard them and haven't listened to them, so I don't really care. I mean, it's not about he or I, it's about these players, and you know, hopefully we both have our teams ready to play, and I think we will, and we go at it. I mean, I don't listen to it.
You think he'll be going into the Hall?
Pardon me?
You think he'll get the Hall of Fame nominee?
Well, if he doesn't now, he will. I mean, what he's done over his career, and you know, building programs and all the things that he's done, yes, I do. But you know, whether it's, I don't even look at who's in the class, but eventually he will be if he's not now, and he probably deserves it now.
Is there anyone that you would less rather lose to on this stage than him?
Anybody. You don't want to lose to anybody. Like anybody. It doesn't matter, him, them. You just don't want to lose, but someone's going to. So doesn't just want to be playing at your best. The whole point with my team is let's play our best. Let's prepare to play great, and we'll deal with the results. That's it. Let's not worry about anything else. Let's worry about us. You know, I have on my wall, coach your team. Shutting down the phones. I did my 2 media things yesterday. I'm doing this today. I'm done. Now, that's it. I'm going to relax. I'm still a little tired from this past weekend. I'm trying to catch up on some sleep to get my senses back, but you know, it should be interesting down there.
How important is that detox process? It's something you've kind of preached the whole year. You know, just do your thing, worry about your team, and look at that. How important is that for you?
Well, they've been pretty good. I had one guy came into my office, so we've got a little work to do, because he said, you know, I just got back and we were thinking about it. Man, we really want to win this national title. You can't think that way. You got to think about playing basketball games. Forget about the tournament. Forget about the title. Just play back. We got a basketball game to play Saturday. Just worry about that. And so, you know, I've got to get these guys in that frame of mind, because you just want them letting loose and playing. When you watch my team, I want you to say they're having a ball playing. They're having a ball. Look how they passed each other. They fly up and down. They're having a ball. And if that's the case, then, you know, I like our chances.
John, for whoever draws the assignment on Russ Smith, how do you go about defending a guy that I'm not even sure he knows where he's going?
Well, what did he have on us last time? 30? So whoever guarded him last time probably won't guard him this time. Somebody different. But they have, look, not only can he get 30, Siva can get 30. They've got guys, Dan can hurt you inside. Bohannon, what they're doing with him is they're playing mushmouth with him inside. He's doing a heck of a job. I mean, the baskets he made late against Florida, and you got to box him out. If you don't box him out, he's going to wedge you right into the cheerleaders. So you either got to, if the shot goes up, find him and wedge with him, or you're going to ask for the pom-poms, because you're going to be pushed all the way under the basket. And he does a great job of it. But they're, you know, Curry could go for 30. I mean, they're probably going to take 23s. They're making threes. It's a hard game for us.
2 more questions.
There you go, Dwayne.
Hey, John, Anthony and Michael are very steady in their approach and how they play. How much does that, two of your better players playing that way, contribute to the overall team's steadiness? Or is it just coincidental?
No, it does, but the more importantly is they take the fourth and fifth most shots on our team. That's a bigger deal, which means they're worried about winning, which is hard for anybody else to be selfish when those two are not. If you are, probably someone on this team will say something I don't even have to say. You know, Michael has been just fabulous as of late. Darius is playing now like he did in the SEC tournament a year ago. I mean, he's back to, and you know where it all started? Michael Gilchrist saying, let him start in my place. We need him in the NCAA tournament. How about that? And you're talking about a young freshman doing that. So this team has been there for each other, and I think they're excited about this. But, you know, we've got a lot of preparation to do. We've got work today. We've got work tomorrow, and then we travel. We've got a practice day down in New Orleans, which is going to be a lot of shooting. You know, we have an advantage because we do have a court built up in here 5 feet off the ground. But we'll see.
Last question.
Are your young guys on this team less apt to have the big eyes on that big stage than maybe last year's young guys? It seems like they've all sort of handled
Deron Lamb played really good in that game last year. Like, Deron Lamb was outstanding. Terrence couldn't make a free throw, but he had 15 rebounds. Now, if you told me he's getting 15 rebounds, I'm really happy. He just didn't make any free throws. I thought Brandon played okay, a little bit wore down in that game, but he played okay. I'm just looking for us, all of us, to get in there and it's nothing else other than a basketball court, on a basketball game on a race court. Let's go. Let's play the game. And we're going to play against a team that's going to be aggressive and press us man to man and get up in us, and sometimes trap, don't trap, rebound, fly, it's not there, put us in pick and rolls. I mean, it's going to be an aggressive game, and you know, we want to fly at them, and if it's not there, we'll run ourselves. So it should be an interesting game, and you know, I think defensively we're both probably doing the same thing. How do we tweak? What do we tweak? Looking at their tapes, and I still have a bunch of tapes to watch. I'm starting now to watch some of the Big East stuff because those teams probably knew them the best. I watched the NCAA tournament, but those teams didn't know them as well as the teams in the league. So I got to watch a couple of those and see what those guys did and how they play them. But it should be interesting.